Welcome to episode 3 of Fables from the Pickled Quipper. I am your host and master of dungeons, Phil. Grab a seat at the bar or squeeze in at one of the tables. The bards are about to continue with more Fables from the Pickled Quipper.
Where last we left off, you guys had encountered the stranger at the bar who had done some weird magic on you and then disappeared. Blinding flash of light, suddenly you were being attacked. You were able to fend off the attack, hide the bodies, and one other person, a very nervous and cowardly alchemist called Cater, had traveled with you. He suggested either heading towards the woods or the caves, and you guys decided that the caves was the better choice. Well, some of you guys decided that, and the majority ruled, and so you let Cater lead you guys down to the caves, where you were set upon. After having had time to have a brief rest, you were set upon by a large group of what sounded like a large group of kobolds. There was a fog cloud that was placed to unsettle you guys. Loud booming voice. Eventually you guys decided to put down your weapons and go meet with the owner of that loud voice, and you were escorted through the caves to the kobold village. Cater was briefly killed by a needle trap. Thankfully was brought back from the brink. A little Goodberry was able to revive him after it was forced down his throat. And then you were able to meet with King Gorbo. You realized that there were at least 20 kobolds in this village, and had you decided to fight, it may have gone very poorly for you, because you would have been incredibly outnumbered. Speaking to Gorbo, he explained that he meant you no harm, and actually suggested that perhaps there was something that you could do for him in clearing out some creatures in another part of the cave system. In doing so, you would enable them to go deeper into the caves in search of lost treasures, and they would perhaps work out some sort of reward for you from their a guy they called their maker. You also spoke with the kobold sorcerer, Vola. Explained something about an ancient prophecy. I believe you picked up that there was something a little bit off about the description with the prophecy, though you weren't able to press for more information. It was decided that going and dealing with these creatures was more pressing, and so Cater bravely volunteered to stay behind and work with the maker to see if they could come up with some interesting things, combining his alchemy with the kobold's skill set. And Splick and Sprock, there we go, agreed to lead you most of the way to deal with this new threat. So I think that covers everything. So before we get too far, hit points need to be rolled for second level.
Yay.
Yay.
Everyone go ahead and roll relevant hit dice. If you have multi-classed, then obviously it will probably not be your... Ow! Sorry, I'm being attacked by a cat again. Go away! It will be a different dice than your first level.
I'm not used to my hit points going up more than like 3 at a time.
Yeah, well,
Very
and of
strange.
course, so as a hill dwarf, you get extra as well, don't you?
I do, so I'm gaining 8 HP.
Big
I will be getting 9.
Cassette got a good
You know,
roll.
this is the most stressful thing in my life is rolling dice for characters in D&D.
and that was a very good roll.
It makes me so nervous.
Oh, Silvarius.
Hey,
You poor thing.
my
My rolling transcends just our physical game.
It does.
And yeah, obviously, I think right now we only have one multi-classer,
Oh, we do.
maybe.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So, well, now we know who it's
That's
not.
Or am I really good at bluffing?
That doesn't seem likely.
Or does it?
No. Okay, so we go back to the caverns then, and Splick and Sprock guide you through. Let's assume at this point it's been probably a few hundred feet already away from the village. And okay, so it's just a little bit further down here. Yeah, it's not too much further. Aren't you glad we guided you past all those traps after that one incident we had before with what's his face? Yeah, we felt bad about that. And they kind of just keep on this constant monologue. Or not monologue, I guess that would be a dialogue because there's two of them. But they don't really give you guys a chance to pipe in at any point. They just keep going.
Splick and Sprock is actually one kobold.
Now, we have, what, 2 people with no dark vision? Is that correct?
Yes.
So, how are you guys seeing at this point? Or are you just walking blind and hoping?
Are we out of the illuminated fungus?
Yes, that was in the village itself. There is no more illuminated fungus in the cabin.
I'll light a torch, but do they think it's safe to light it?
Well, I mean, you can light a torch, but then, the things ahead might see it. So, it's really up to you. We're not going much further anyway. Because, well, we've got other things to do. That's right, we've got other things to do. It's not because we're scared. No, of course not. We're not scared. No, well, it's just we King Gorbo, he had some other mission for us to do that was somehow even more important than going with you into the tunnel down there. And he sort of points forward, and you see there's this fork in front of you, and he's pointing around to the left as the direction that he wants you to keep going.
Before they take off, I want to ask them what are their tactics? How do they think? What should we expect?
Well, I mean, I've only heard how people describe them, says Splick. So there's these sort of grey guys. They're about her height, and he points at Eska. But they're like big and flabby, and they carry around these big like bone clubs. There's some of them. Oh, and wasn't there something else? Sprock says, and Sprock is sort of like actively backing away already as he says this. Yeah, there was the furry one. Oh, yeah, you're right. There was a furry one. We don't like talking about the furry one.
And why not?
I'd rather not say.
It would be helpful if you did.
You do want us to handle this for you, do you not?
Make a persuasion check.
A 9.
It's just scary, all right? It's got like these weird glowing yellow eyes, and it's bigger than us, and yeah, we just don't like them. And Splick sort of like quickly cuts through the group. Look, we'll quickly go do that other thing we were supposed to do, and then we'll come back, and we'll be waiting right here for you. Unless we hear lots of screaming, in which case we're just going to do the other thing that we were supposed to do. Yes, we definitely won't be running away. Correct. Oh, there's one more trap up there. Sorry, yes, there is one more trap up there. Keep an eye out for it. You'll probably be fine. You seem to know what you're doing. So yeah, just keep an eye out for it. And with that, they
No hints on what.
Oh, it's just some rocks. It's just rocks, that's all.
As we look around,
But there's
Okay.
rocks everywhere.
But these are ones that move. It'll all make sense when you find it, don't worry. Bye! They just sort of skip away. So, Cassette, you said you had a torch lit right now?
Yeah, I guess I have to light one if I can't see it all.
It is pitch black in there without light.
Eska will ask, does anybody have a way of producing light besides torches?
so Varius takes his sword and unsheathes it where the blade is about 3 or 4 inches out of the hilt, and he runs his fingers across the blade itself, illuminating the blade, but keeping it mostly in the hilt or in the scabbard to diminish such bright intensity.
Is it pretty intense then?
The light spell is
Yeah, it's what, 20 bright, 20 dim?
That could help. I just wondered if perhaps we approached in darkness, perhaps the sudden switch to light could startle whatever's down here if it does not like the light itself.
perhaps.
We may get the element of surprise, and then with the sudden change could tip the scales. We could guide you until that point, potentially.
I am at more of a disadvantage in environments such as this. I propose, Eska, you take point. You did well on the surface, avoiding the incoming patrol.
I can see. Okay, so I'd certainly be willing. If I see anything, I will pop back and let you know.
More what I'm asking. We find this thing.
Yeah, certainly.
At that point, not as troublesome. Rather not get the jump on us.
Is everyone okay with that?
Before Eska sets off, I say, if you need anything, I'll be right behind you. And I'll just step up a couple of forward, so I'll like kind of back her up if she needs it.
Okay.
Sounds good. Alright, Eska will... Oh, I guess I will move quietly if possible.
Yes, you can make a stealth roll.
Okay.
Also the trap.
Do you want to check for that real quick before I get up there, as I'm preparing?
Yes, I can do that.
See if you can see it where you're at, maybe? I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I'll start searching for traps.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check. And,
But good call, because I'd have forgotten that.
And Silvarius, with the way that you've set things up, just lighting the blade, if you fully sheath the sword, it goes completely dark. So
Yes.
you can, you'll be pitch black, and if you crack it, like if you only have a couple of inches of the blade showing, then we'll just say you just get that dim light around.
I am stealthy.
I got 17 on my perception check for the trap searches.
Okay. In the area around you where you were at right now, no sign of a trap. So you think that the area you're in is safe?
The area we're in right now.
Yeah.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be a trap around here. So Eska, if you want me to go with you to help keep looking for a trap, I can do that.
Yeah, just follow right behind. And Eska will move so stealthily up to the bend and look both ways.
Baldoru also being stealthy?
Yeah. Let me do that before I move.
I mean, there's no need at this point, really, but go ahead.
Except for to do better than you. Because this is a
Oh, nice.
Okay. Baldoru, you feel very stealthy.
I feel very stealthy too.
You do indeed. That's correct. So you
Could
can
we
both
say
do
that we kind of, it looks like there's enough room to move together. Could we
Yeah,
both
you can
kind
move
of
side by side.
move gradually and continuously be checking for traps? Or you know what I mean? Just kind of checking as we go, if you see it.
Yeah, we'll keep order 17 as you progress, and actually, even from here, you do see a trap up ahead, about 40 feet, 35, 40 feet ahead of you, going all the way across. There's another tripwire that's well disguised, but not as well disguised as the one with the bells.
So I'll move up to this point here because it looks like there's an intersection.
Yep.
Okay. So then can I see down that way to the because there's that little right?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
indeed. And what you see is a little dead end. Doesn't appear to be anything of note in there. And so right there-ish
Okay.
is where the trap looked to be.
Is it possible to disarm it, or is it just easy to walk around?
Yeah, no, you can try to disarm it.
Is it easy to walk around?
It looks
What
like
is-
it's being set up in such a way that disarming it is safer than just trying to get round it.
Sure, I'll give it. Well, hang on. Bardo was the one that saw it, I think. So, would Bardo attempt to
Sure.
disarm it? In which case, I'm just going to stand back here.
Okay. So that is going to be. I'm assuming you do not have these tools. You do not.
No, I do not.
So this will just be a straight dexterity check.
18.
So yeah, easily enough. You can see how the whole thing's rigged, and it's easy enough for you to disarm. You have to do a little sort of like counterweight balancing and stuff, but yeah, looking at it, you can see that there's actually up in the ceiling. There's a cluster of boulders that have been carefully placed, and if this was triggered, then there would be boulders that come fall down and actually roll down. There's a slight incline here, so it would roll down and hit people further down too. So had that not have gone well, you realize now looking at the setup, you absolutely would have hit Eska as well.
Okay.
But
I knew I should
thankfully,
have gone in the little alcove.
thankfully you were able to disarm it, so all is right with the world.
Okay.
Eska walks up alongside as he gets up and just gives him a sort of impressed nod and does a forward signal, which probably looks like the signal
Yeah,
for
it's
kill something.
yeah, probably. It looks similar to the threat that I feel like you gave me earlier.
Yeah.
Should we bring up the rest of the party to use the alcove as a staging area?
That's what I was gonna say a minute ago. Like, should we get them up further? But I don't. We've gone so not far that I feel like we should press on.
Okay, fair enough.
We've got nothing to tell them yet. I feel like we need to get a little bit of sight, because if this thing is right around this corner, I'd hate to sort of have them make a big noise.
Fair.
So
I look around the corner.
Okay.
And I follow.
So
Oh boy, it looks like another T junction.
yeah, you've got another certainly another offshoot here.
Beginning to think the alcove looks like a good idea. It's looking a bit further than I thought. You keep pressing forwards because I can move faster. Back in a minute.
Okay.
Oops. We haven't found anything yet, but there is an alcove up ahead if you want to move a little closer. It looks like it's a ways away. It looks like it would be safe to keep your light out until we get to the alcove, I feel. So that you can see where you're going.
I nod and I unsheath my sword just to cast some light out.
Just follow me. It's just around the corner. We should probably move as quietly as we can.
Yeah, to that point, let's have those three, Silvaris, Claire, and Cosette, please make stealth checks with disadvantage. Because I think you are all three in heavy armor.
Yeah, I'm already at a disadvantage.
Yes.
And I'm not in heavy. I'm in medium.
Oh.
That's a 2.
Okay.
We are reindeer.
Yeah.
Eska, as she's leading them, Eska constantly is looking back and going, shh, shh, shh.
I'm trying.
You weren't exactly very sneaky going down the hallway the first time either.
I was
I could
like
hear
a
you going
shadow.
down the whole way.
Can I
It's like-
can I hear them?
Yeah, you can totally hear them.
Well, just take a seat in that alcove. We'll be right back with more information.
And I try to whisper yell in the alcove and shut it.
Make a perception check for me.
14.
So you don't see, and it looks like another dead end off here to the left, up in front of you. You've got the cavern here that's goes on for about another 60 foot or so. You can't quite see, but it looks like there may be another opening up ahead. And you think you can hear just a little bit of movement coming from through there. It's a little unclear.
Not trying to game the system too much, but as Claire told me I was super noisy, is there any chance I could try and be extra quiet this time? Like, take the advice?
Yeah, go ahead. Make another stealth check.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You feel stealthy. So yeah, you can see right at the edge of your dark vision. You can see that there appears to be another, much like you encountered before, where there was kind of like it's not a door, but it's kind of like a little archway that's just narrower, and then it opens out beyond. But you can't see what's beyond at all. You can just kind of see it narrowing, but you think that there is still an opening.
And that's ahead of us to the right, right?
Yeah, to the left, you've got another alcove.
And the
Okay.
alcove looks empty.
As far as you can see, yep.
Just out of, feeling like I've checked it out, is it alright if we have a quick check? I might just sort of pop
Yeah.
over and make sure there's nothing lurking in a corner.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception roll. Yeah, you don't see anything. Everything
Okay,
seems to
cool.
be just rocky.
Quiet. Okay.
A little too quiet.
I'd hate to be, trapped. Eska kind of looks down at Bardo and sort of shrugs and sort of points forward and shrugs again.
Did you say, Phil, there were footsteps being heard, or did I make that up?
You can hear just there's some sort of noise up ahead.
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily clear what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make me another perception.
16.
Okay. Up ahead, you can hear you can both hear what sounds like some very low talking. Eska, I don't think you don't understand what's being said.
Okay.
But Bardor, you do. What you're hearing is undercommon. The gist of it is a little hard to pick out, but the gist of it is something along the lines of, "You take that side." That's about it. Okay.
And since now knowing that she actually has dark vision too, I'm gonna I'm gonna put my finger up to my lips and tell her to stay quiet, and just gonna whisper ambush up ahead.
Eska looks concerned and says, "Shall I run back and get the others, or is it? They're just so noisy. Should we just leave them? We could probably handle this ourselves."
Considering we don't know anything really about this enemy, honestly, whether they're even the people we should be fighting, or they're dispositions, how many numbers they are, what their tactics are. I don't know if it's wise to go into us.
No, I agree. I was just messing with you.
Ah, I see.
You dwarfs always take things so literally.
How else am I supposed to take it?
But you know what? We'll discuss this later. I'm
Alright,
gonna head back.
You do
If-
that.
You stay here, maybe?
I will.
Don't do anything rash. Esker's gonna head back on down, on tippy toes. Sounds like there's a. He said there's an ambush ahead. Not sure how he knew. We haven't technically seen anything, but we heard some movement and talking. I didn't understand what they said. Perhaps our surprise element is gone, so maybe full force is the way to go altogether. And she will lead them back down the corridor to Barder.
Okay. So you guys are clanking your way up.
I mean, yeah, at least like
For what?
cautiously, not
Sure.
deliberately, just like stomping down the hallway.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Do you have your sword drawn at this point, Silvarius?
I had it enough to try to keep general sight on Eska,
Okay.
and as I get close, I'll sheath it like a little bit more to kind of just enough light to be able to see that when Bardur and when Eska stops and we come up on Bardur.
Yeah, I guess I have to stay pretty close to the.
Yeah. Okay.
Did I hear anything while Eska was away?
There was no more talking.
Mm.
It sounds like whatever's there is just playing a waiting game right now.
Mm.
Should we? I feel like if they're waiting for us, our best chance is to draw them out away from their position somehow. Get them out of the whatever advantageous place they have.
Any ideas?
Perhaps some form of bait to lure them out, and then the others strike.
It's really nice of you to volunteer to be paid.
Very brave of you.
I mean, if that is your wish, I will do it. I can move pretty fast when I need to.
I kind of look over as I draw out my bow. I kind of look at Eska and are you sure?
I would say the expression on Eska's face is not sure, but she looks sort of like, she's talked herself into this, so.
I'll put my my longbow in front of her and I just shake my head and say I'll do it.
Are you sure about it?
Yeah. Yes.
Bardur,
Yes.
just stay ready.
And I unsheath my sword all the way, and I press pass. Just to hear, and I turn around.
You all are capable. At range.
Is that a question or?
That is a statement. You are nasty with a javelin. I saw that. He's going to look at Claire.
Do not miss this time.
She scrunches her nose at him.
Yikes!
Okay. May the gods be with you, Silvarius.
I do not need the gods.
I'll start slowly
if-
walking out.
If he's doing that, I'm gonna move up to here and attempt to hide behind the corner.
You can go ahead and roll me another stealth. Does anyone else want to do anything while Silvarius is beginning his slow march towards death?
I want to move there stealthily.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth as well, please.
Sure thing.
Could I? So
Yeah, I was about to say the area just below you there, Rich, is like a raised, um, like a raised gantry type thing. Not gantry, but like it's a raised
like
area.
so it's like how tall is it?
It's only about 10 foot up. The ceilings in here are about 20 feet.
Okay,
So
okay.
good if you're an Aarakocra, for instance. Um, but if you wanted to try and get up there and then kind of crouch down, you could like athletics or acrobatics try and
Yeah, if I
scamper
could
up.
do that, that sounds nice. I also have a question. 12,
Yeah, that's good enough.
maybe just up here.
Yeah, and then you wanted to try and like hide up there as well. Was that the plan?
Yes. Now I have advantage if I'm lightly obscured. Could
Yeah,
I
yeah, you would.
lightly obscure myself?
Mhm.
I might even drop prone.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the main way to get your obscureness.
Obfuscation.
Bless you.
Uh, let's see.
Claire's gonna move into the space that Eska just unoccupied.
Okay. Yeah, you're
Hey,
pretty hidden.
nice.
Jeez.
You feel like they don't know you're there.
Is everyone else going? Where did Eska go? We're supposed to be attacking.
That's about the size of your light,
And that's
and
my bright light.
that's the bright light. Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
We will say that you are actively dodging as you walk. At this point, I'm gonna have everybody roll initiative.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Well, as I'm walking out, he's actually just like before, like, or during whatever, he's just saying, that yeah,
We know we know you're here.
and monologuing as such.
All right. So who's got what?
12.
17 Silvarius.
12.
I was concentrating on getting comfortable lying up on the rocks.
What'd you get?
8.
Started the trails off.
Yeah,
That's impressive to get an 8 with your dex.
thank you.
Wasn't really a compliment. You do hear some movement up ahead. You hear a growl, and then what you see is on the ceiling, coming through that gap. You see a creature right here, up on the ceiling. It is large and furry, very sort of shaggy, and you can see the yellow eyes glistening in the dim light. At the moment, the only people who can see this creature right now are Silvarius and Eska. Neither of you will have encountered this before. Silvarius, it's your turn.
It must be the furry thing mentioned.
Does it look aggressive?
Very.
I am going to thrust my hand forward and shoot a bright beam of bluish white light at it, casting Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Sorry, 19 to hit. Sorry.
19 to hit. Yeah, absolutely hits. And then 7 cold damage.
I'm going to step forward just 5 feet.
Does Eska see that?
What? It getting hit?
Just what happened? Silverius doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say so. There's some sort of like cursing and undercommon, so only Bardor's going to understand that. One of the gray creatures with a large spiked club walks out, and seeing Silvaris, it decides to dash towards him. So it's a little shorter than you. Very long arms, a large gut, and a long sort of drawn face, and it's just sort of like moaning and yelling as it charges towards you. Bardor, I'm not going to translate exactly what it's saying. I'll just let you imagine. It's not pretty. And Silveris, as it gets close to you, you realize it has no eyes. There's a place where eyes would go, but there's nothing there. But it definitely seems to know exactly where you are, and it's charging right for you. Bardor, you're next. Well, Bardor and Claire, actually, you can go simultaneously. So however you want to do it.
I'm good with alphabetical if Bardur wants to go first.
Sure thing. So can I see it from where I'm at right now? When it's charging it, Silvarius?
Yes, you can now see it. Give me a history, I think, with advantage.
17.
You do know what this is. This is a Grimlock.
Okay.
One is not necessarily, life-threatening. Not to adventurers, at least. But to kobolds, even one could probably take out half a dozen.
Okay. And so they're naturally aggressive, sort of generally an issue.
Definitely aggressive. You know that they have, since that was a very good roll, they have blind sight, so they can see regardless of the light, regardless of something's invisible. They can still see because they're not using their eyes to see things. It's all sort of extrasensory. But yes, they are strong and very unpleasant to get into a fight with.
I'll shout out to the party. I was like, "Watch out! They're pretty. They're tougher than they look." Let's see. I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And I will mark that fellow who's charging Silvarius, and I'm gonna shoot it with my longbow.
Okay.
Okay, so I got 17.
Okay. Yeah. 17 hits.
5 damage, and then I'll do a D6 on top of that for the.
Yep. Yeah. As the arrow hits, it comes in, and you see it kind of charging and bellowing towards Silvarius, and it's uttering all sorts of unpleasant things about Silvarius's parents, just insulting the fact that he's scaly, and you just without even really thinking, it's just your instinct. The shot comes through, and it goes right into the throat, and the chatter in Undercommon stops, and the creature actually slumps to the ground, not moving. It was a very good hit.
Thank you. And then I say, maybe I was wrong.
All right, Claire.
She is going to kind of move up into the hallway area too. She is going to cast Firebolt at the one on the ceiling.
Yep, 17 hits and 6 of damage.
Yep, 6 damage.
And there is an unpleasant howl, and the air fills with the unpleasant aroma of burning fur, and it looks at you and just gives a guttural roar, and it does not seem very happy with you at all.
And she's gonna just, kind of half call out to Silvarius. Didn't miss that one, did I?
Ha ha! I am impressed.
All right, Cassette, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move up. Okay, and I'm gonna draw the flail, and I will hold my action in case something.
Next up, there is another Grimlock that comes around the corner. It heard the slump of its fellow as it crashed down, so this one decides to take it a little bit easier and kind of comes out, and there was some guttural grunts in Undercommon between the Grimlock and this creature on the ceiling, and it sort of decides to hold position for now at the entrance there. And you see it's just like swinging the club around menacingly. And Bardor, you would understand it's just sort of, saying, come on, beckoning you forwards, trying to encourage something to get within its own swinging distance. Eska, it is your turn.
From my elevated shelf, do I
Yeah.
feel like the creature crawling on the ceiling probably sees me?
Yes, you think it probably sees you. The one on the ground certainly wouldn't.
I guess I'll try shooting at the one on the ground, seeing as that one's advanced out further.
Okay.
Oh, 19.
Yep, 19 definitely hits.
So that's
Um,
7 piercing damage.
Okay. It your arrow comes in and gets it in the thigh, and it looks up at you and snarls. It is still standing though.
As it looks up at me and snarls, I have flashbacks to almost dying earlier, and I am actually going to attempt to scrabble down the rocks.
Okay. Give me
Um,
acrobatics.
Take the first one. It was a 12.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm actually just going to head all the way around the corner and just sort of draw another arrow, but try and really stay out of sight this time.
Okay. Next up, there's another brief exchange of grunting, and you see that one of these creatures had actually pressed up against the wall, right in that entranceway, but it is incredibly well hidden. Its gray skin blends in rather well, and it's just gonna run directly towards Cassette. So, Cassette, you can go ahead and make a swing.
Okay.
Yeah, that hits. 14. Okay, 8 damage. Okay, and it swings back angrily. Okay, does a 17 hit?
No,
Okay, and just as it comes in and swings, you're able to, in a quick flick, you get the flail up and smash it underneath the jaw, and the flail digs in various different points. And as it recoils, it goes to swing at you. You're able to bring the shield across just in time and deflect the blow. And now that you're up close, you can see the club it's holding. A lot of spikes. You get the distinct feeling that being hit by that would be very bad.
I had to see it up close to know that.
Well, you didn't, it was, yes, basically.
Not one of those clubs you do want to be hit by?
Correct.
Okay.
Back to the top of the round. That means it's the creature on the ceiling who goes first.
At -10 movement.
At -10 movement. Ooh, interesting. So it's still up on the ceiling. It's closing in, but obviously it cannot reach anything. And so it's going to dash, which I'm assuming is still also at reduced speed, but that's fine. It knows who shot it. It's going to get above Silverius and then just drop and come down in a giant bear hug. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
It's also going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
4.
It got a 13. So it will take half damage, as it is literally just dropping itself onto you, giving you a giant sort of bear hug. And so you take the full damage, which is 9 bludgeoning, as it literally just drops basically almost 20 feet on top of you. And it takes half damage for sticking the landing. And now you've just got this giant thing. This is as tall as you, and it is huge and furry, and it's got that big face in front of you, and it is roaring at you, and it really wants to unleash some damage on you. But it can't do a proper attack this turn since it had to dash, so it is just going to stand right there. It is no longer in its castle, so we'll take that away. And Silverius, it's your turn.
Being landed on. Oh, you are big. And I'm going to, whilst wrestling with this thing on top of me, I'm going to try to, I feel like I would try to strike it with my sword.
Okay, go for it.
Am I grappled?
No. It just literally, and I mean, You probably would have been knocked prone, but it's your turn immediately, so you can just get right back up. But no, you're not grappled. It just kind of like, it just did like a top rope crossbody, in wrestling terms. So leapt down, flattened you, and then you've both got back up. You're sort of staring at each other, waiting for what happens next.
Shake the ropes.
I'm actually, in that case, if I'm up, I'm going to circle around it.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
And when I get to here, I do kind of like a spinning, just a simple spinning sword flourish. And as I do, my blade ignites into like a bright white fire. And I'm going to use the white visually equivalent of green flame blade.
Yep. Go for it.
All right, 10 to hit.
Okay, 10 does not hit it. I mean, it hits, but it doesn't seem to. It's able to sort of like parry the blow a little bit, and you can see. I mean, it still did a little nick. There's a little trickle of blood down the arm, but you didn't get the meaningful contact you were looking for. There's a lick of flame that goes with it, and again, you get that unpleasant burnt aroma, like the burnt hair aroma that comes through.
Bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and use Second Wind.
Okay.
I feel like Claire's going to have something to say about that mess there later on.
Oh yeah, that's stored away.
Why'd you have to bring that up, Rich?
Because I did.
Good roll.
10. Big health. And I think +1.
Baldur, it is your turn.
Okay. I will transfer my hunter's mark to the Grimlock that Silvarius is going after. The one that jumped on top of Silvarius.
Oh, okay. That is not a Grimlock.
Oh, that is not a Grimlock.
Correct.
Do I know what that is?
Give me another history check with advantage.
I'm just assuming things now. Sorry.
He is big and furry and seems to be a lot meaner than the Grimlocks.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
The nat 20 down to a 19.
Natural 19.
There you go. Yeah, this is a Quaggoth. Big, I mean, obviously, you can see big furry creatures. They are very savage, especially when injured. They actually are known to be more dangerous. Whether you would have encountered one or not, you certainly will have heard about them. Exclusively underground creatures. The Quaggoths tend to be more independent, and it's a little bit odd to see them sort of coexisting like this.
Generally tougher than Grimlock?
Significantly, yes.
Okay. I meant this one. This one's the one you gotta watch out for. Okay, and so I will knock an arrow and fire away.
Okay. So what was that roll?
Well, technically it was a 1.
All right, Butter, roll me a d6, please.
Let's see. I'm assuming that's not for the hunter's mark.
That is correct.
3.
And go ahead, roll me another d20.
2. I don't know if that's good or bad.
So, as you go to take your shot, you get just one of those sudden sneezes, and so completely goes off target. The arrow goes wide of the mark and actually grazes the Grimlock's arm. Doesn't do any meaningful damage, but you manage to kind of shoot between everybody, and it ends up somewhere over behind the lone Grimlock at the back there. But no harm done to allies either, so probably that makes it okay, you think.
Indeed. Okay, well, I'll scratch my nose. Get that out of my system.
Is that a bonus action?
That's my third action. Yeah, that'll do for me. I should probably just slink back in a corner.
Next up is Claire.
All right. So kind of peeking up from behind the rock she's stationed herself behind, and seeing the whiffs that had gone by so far, she's going to clap her hands together and utter a little bit of celestial and cast bless on Bardor, Cassette, and Silverius.
Okay.
So they now have they can add a D4 to an attack roll or saving throw in the next minute.
All right. Any movement or bonus action for you?
No bonus actions. She's just kind of gonna stay hunkered down behind this little rock that she's found.
Okay. Cassette, it is your turn. Yeah, that.
I think that hit.
Yeah,
Nice.
20 definitely hits. Yeah, so it's still looking a bit staggered from your first strike, and so you're able to just bring the flail down right on top of its long face, and it just collapses in a heap in front of you, deceased.
Oh, I didn't use my blast, but
Not so
No,
much with the
save
bless.
You have a whole minute of combat.
So it is now this Grimlock's turn, and it's just going to bound up behind Silverius and take a swing with its club.
I'm going to try to use my reaction to protect him. Let me read this right and make sure I can. Use reaction to oppose disadvantage on attacking target and on an attack targeting a creature other than you within 5 feet.
Yeah, okay, you can do that.
So can I stick my shield out?
Yeah. Okay, that was good. You just prevented a crit. Does a 16 hit Silverius?
It does not. 19
Okay.
AC.
Yeah.
No wonder you guys are so loud.
Okay, so the Grimlock looks upset as it bounds forward and goes to hit Silverius. You don't even realize what's happening. Cassette reaches forward and manages to get a shield in as the Grimlock kind of swings around from the right and goes to reach in, and Cassette is able to kind of get the shield in there, and so the blow still ends up coming into your side, but it's what actually hits you is Cassette's arm as she manages to get in the way, and her shield takes the brunt of the damage with no harm done to you. Eska, it is your turn.
Brief look of appreciation. Real brief.
You get a wing.
Eska's gonna just pad up behind Claire. It's just fire off a shot, right past. Almost she would probably feel the wind from the arrow as it goes by. At the greener of the two.
Okay.
I know you've told us what they're called, I forgot.
The Quaggoth?
Yes.
The big guy? Okay.
The big guy.
The big furry bear man thing.
That's the one.
Yeah.
20 to hit.
Yeah, 20 hits.
And 7 piercing damage.
And you guys looking at it, you can see. It's taken kind of a beating here. I mean, you've hit it several times. Only now is it starting to look bloody, and it if anything, it looks angrier than before.
Seeing that, Eska just ducks back. Hopes it didn't notice in the fray where that came from.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, shall we?
If it looks up, she just points down at Claire and shrugs.
Hey!
Make a deception roll.
No, that's not true. She doesn't really do that. Unless you want me to make a deception roll for me deceiving you that I was doing that. But
No, that's
otherwise,
okay.
she doesn't. Okay, cool.
I've literally done that in game before, and it's really fun. There is a noise from beyond that gap where these creatures had come from. Like you can hear the sound of someone casting a spell. Eska. Silvarius. Is there a save for this? No. No, there is no save. You are both knocked unconscious. You are not at 0 hit points, you are just unconscious.
What?
That's not good.
You are still blessed, so that's something.
Hashtag blessed.
Another session, another unconscious for me.
Now, just to confirm, Eska, are you immune to charm effects, or do you just have advantage against charm effects? I cannot remember.
Interesting. Looking desperately through paperwork. I have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep.
Oh, interesting. Okay. In that case, you are not put to sleep.
Hooray!
Instead, Claire is.
Oh no.
I feel a bit drowsy for a moment, but I just right myself, and then I see Claire fall over.
Yeah.
It's because you pointed at her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thanks.
It worked.
All right, and we are back to the top of the round. The Quaggoth looks behind it, and it's super confused because there was a thing right there that was beating on it, and then it just fell over. Let me give it an intelligence roll to see if it can figure out what's happening. Nope. That is a 4 - 2. So it's going to try and swing at Silvarius. Get advantage on its attacks
Absolutely.
on account of your prone. So yes, you're about to wake up because I got a 22 on the first hit.
That hits.
You take 8 slashing damage. I may have rolled a 1 on the second d6. And you are now very much awake but still prone. On account of you fell over. So it does get to make a second swing with advantage still. But it will not auto crit. It's 22 again.
Hits.
So, yeah. And just 5 more slashing. And Quaggoth looks down at its handiwork, and you can see it's managed to tear through some of your armor, and it's you can see there's some red mingling with its pale gray fur, greeny gray fur, and it looks rather delighted with itself right now, and it's just sort of like looking around for more things to slash at. So Varys, it's actually your turn now.
Oh, I'm going to stumble to my feet. I am going to quickly chug the healing potion that I pocketed earlier. 7 HP back.
Okay.
Yeah, I better not move. I'm going to shift back towards Cosette. And yeah, just got a little confused look on my face. That's my turn.
All right, Butter, you're up.
I think I'm going to draw one of my hand axes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep my longbow in my left hand.
Okay.
And I'm just going to close ranks and take a slash at the Quaggoth, as the kids call it.
They do indeed. It's true.
13.
Plus 1d4.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. And what,
Excellent.
three slashing?
Yes, and I had Hunter's Bark on it as well.
Oh, that's right. Give me another d6 then.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so 7 damage.
Thank you for reminding me I was blessed.
So, Claire, you are just gently snoozing.
Yep, you hear some soft snoring.
It's a
Cosette.
big rock in front of your character. You're like slumped over on it.
Pretty much just slopped over forward.
I'm gonna flail.
Yeah,
You are
I believe so.
also hashtag blessed. Don't
You are indeed. Hashtag blessed.
14.
14 hits.
Yay!
Ooh, yay.
Nice.
5 bludgeoning is still significant. In the space of just a couple of seconds there, Bardoor charges in and slashes down its back. And as it spins around and just gets a flail right in the chest. And it's looking pretty rough right now, but Cassette, it's pretty much looking straight at you. And its eyes are just like they weren't pretty before, but they've got really disconcerting right now. And you can see like it's torn between the two of you. It is angry. It is very, very angry. It is the Grimlock's turn. Gosh, feels like it's a while since it's had a go. And it's just going to reach up and take a swing at old Silverius here. And try and bring down that giant club on Silverius's noggin. Regular attack. That is a 14 to hit. So we're just going to move on. Eska, it's your turn.
I'm kind of guessing she's asleep.
On Claire.
Do you would it be an action to wake her?
Yes.
Run up behind her and shake her.
Okay.
And say, "This is no time to sleep."
Claire, you're having a very pleasant dream. There was a lot of very well crafted dwarven ale involved, and you're instead roused from this dream by a impetuous little elf shaking you.
And I sort of point over to all the sounds of people going, "Ah, oh," and ching ching, and
Claire's just kind of gonna flail her arm back behind her blindly a little bit and just say, 5 more minutes, Mom.
Eska will slap her across the face as she leaves.
Okay. Nice. So from out of the shadows, more sort of eldritch muttering, and a black beam shoots out, targeting Cassette.
Is this black beam shooting from the entrance? That everything's come from. Okay.
22 to hit Cassette.
Yeah.
Okay. So as this thing hits you, you feel drained of energy. You're not entirely sure what's happened to you, but you are like you find it like hard to stand. Your weapon feels heavier in your arm. Your shield feels like you're having difficulties holding your shield up where it should be. But that's all that happens right now. Top of the round. It's the Quaggoth's turn. Quaggoth is confused. It's just gonna reach out and try and punch you both in the face once. So once on Cassette. Ooh, that is a crit. That is 14 slashing damage as it rakes across your torso and gashes through your armor and leaves a streak of blood behind it. It is empowered right now, and it's fighting with everything it's got. As it goes to punch
I'll try to
Bardor.
block the attack.
So that would be disadvantage. All right, so it would have been an 18 was the high roll is actually a 14 on Bardor.
I am at 14.
You are 14?
Yeah.
Okay, so that does still hit. 12 slashing damage as it does a sort of a right haymaker on Cassette and then comes in with an uppercut onto Bardor and just, again, scratches right through the chest, tearing through that leather armor, howling and savage. And it knows that it is on its last legs, and it's just fighting with everything it's got. Silverius, it is your turn.
He's actually going to drop his shield, grab his sword with both hands, and try to strike this thing, the Quaggoth.
Yep.
Yes!
Nice.
24 to hit.
24 absolutely hits.
And 11 slashing damage.
Okay. Just having seen the amount of damage this thing does, Silverius is just like, no more. And reaches up and swings down and gets right in the joint between the neck and shoulder. And just, the blade just keeps going and stops somewhere about the fourth rib down. And the creature slumps like an old style cricketer. Silverius just sort of like holds the pose for a second after the after the swing is done, yes, the Quaggoth slumps to the ground and breathes no more. Okay, that one's dead. Bardur, it's your turn.
Is stowing my hand axe just is that like a bonus action?
You can do that as a free action. You
Free
can
action.
you can interact with one item for free.
All right, so I'm gonna tuck that away.
Yeah.
And then can I, as the bonus action, transfer Hunter's Mark to the Scrimlock up here, the green one? Or would that
Yeah.
work? All right, so I'm gonna shoot.
Nice.
Right.
Okie dokie.
Two more d6.
2 more.
Yeah, for the hunter's mark.
Okay. 5 and 5.
Okay, 23 damage. There's obviously a lot of emotion right now, and this shot goes right through where one of its eyes should be. And Silveris, you can see it kind of turns. Here's the arrow loose, and you can see the arrow stick out the other end, and it just collapses to the floor. Very, very much dead. That was a lot of damage. That was brutal.
That's incredible.
I scratch my nose again.
That was so much damage. Claire, it's your turn.
She is going to kind of just sleepily look around. Just gonna hold action until another enemy appears. Get a firebolt just kind of simmering.
Okay. Cosette.
I can't see what shot the lightning at me, or
Correct. You cannot currently see anything. There's nothing inside the torchlight. Make an insight or medicine check on yourself. Yeah, you're not really sure what's going on. You just know that you feel off. Yeah, you don't.
Okay, I'm gonna start walking.
There's about a 10-foot wide passageway that then leads into that next cavern.
So if I get like here right up to the edge of it, can I see a little bit more, or?
No, because of the length of the light, you cannot see any further. You can't see what's in there.
Okay. I'm gonna do 8 points of lay on hands to myself.
Okay. All right, Eska.
We kind of we saw that black beam came from in there, right?
Yep.
Seeing everything else is dead, Eska's going to make her way quickly over here. Do I see anything yet from here?
Yes.
It's tantalizing. Oh.
There is a creature over there. Is standing in. It's quite tall, over 6 foot. It's in long robes, has a breastplate on, sort of bluish skin, and 4 tentacles that hang down from the front of its head.
Do I know what it is?
Make an Arcana check.
13?
No, this does not ring a bell. Also give me a sanity saving throw.
Whoa. So that's going to be +1, so that's going to be 10.
Okay. Yeah, you feel kind of shook. This is not something that you have encountered before. For right now, you are considered frightened, so you cannot move closer to the target. And if you do try to make an attack, it would be at disadvantage.
Naturally, out of fear, I would try and shoot my bow anyway.
Okay.
Oh dear. That's going to be a natural 1.
You're pretty shook. And it just goes a good 5+ feet away from it and clatters into the wall harmlessly.
I've never seen anything with tentacles. In my fear, I grasp hold of the pendant around my neck and just sort of will myself into extra speed to get away and cast Expeditious Retreat.
Okay.
go back to where I was. Try and get out of it. Like, I don't want to see it. So I try and hunker down behind Claire's position.
It is now the creature's turn. It moves forward into the opening, casts a spell, creates a glowing barrier that fills the space in front of it. It literally forces Cosette backwards. It sort of formed right in front of her and pushed her back. Cosette being that close, you can see the wall is actually very thin, less than an inch thick.
I can see the creature now, though,
You
right?
can see the creature. Everyone can see the creature at this point. It has come forward. It's still in dim light right now because of where Silveris was. But yes, you're. I mean, it was briefly within 5 feet of you.
That just makes it more creepy.
On the plus side, you find that you no longer feel weakened, and it just looks at you all and starts chuckling. And you realize that while you can hear the laughter, you're not hearing it with your ears. The laughter is going straight into your brains. Disconcerting, like, who are you?
We seem to be asked this question a lot.
Do anybody else maybe know what this is?
Arcana for everybody except Bardur. This will be history with advantage again for you.
Silvaria, 17.
15.
12.
Okay. So, Claire and Silvaris, you recognize this creature from your studies. Not so much from experience. This is a mind flayer or illithid. This is a very powerful creature that is standing in front of you. Exactly how powerful you don't know, but there's enough information sort of on record for you to know that this is not something to mess around with. We are no longer in initiative order at this point. The voice says again, "Who are you?"
We are friends of the Great Gore.
The chuckle comes back and he says, "Gorbo is a fool and a puppet. He is a king in name only. He has no more dominion over these caves than Sprick and Splock.
You seem to be rather acquainted with them.
It is my business to know."
And you do not know who we are.
There's a brief pause. "I know who you are because you know who you are. But I don't think you understand the question. Why are you here?"
More of a question than you know. Or is it?
Kind of tilts his head a little. "You seem lost.
Partially.
Can your platinum dragon not help you now?" He just kind of stares straight at Silverius. Real sort of distaste when he said platinum dragon. Eska, make another sanity saving throw.
13?
You are no longer frightened. Cosette and Bardur also make a sanity saving throw for me.
Eska's going to at least move forward so she can see.
So I guess based off that, it would be 5.
That's not a big number.
So I rolled a 3, and then I have a 13 score, so is that a +1?
Yeah.
It was nice knowing you guys.
Right. If you could both make me a D100 roll, or just roll 2 D10s back to back. Both work. Okay. So Cassette, you start having hallucinations. Just out of the corner of your eye, you keep seeing like these sort of otherworldly beings with too many tentacles, not enough legs,
too many heads, more mouths than you can count. And then every time you look over, they're gone. But then another one emerges on your peripheral vision on the other side. Bardor, you are just straight stunned right now. So you're not able to react currently to anything. You're just sort of standing there frozen.
So this is definitely frightening.
Oh, yes.
Can I cast heroism on myself?
I don't know. Can you?
Well, I mean, I can. So I guess I will try. It says creature you touch is immune to being frightened.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's like, if I am frightened, it kind of overrides it, or whether I just can't.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw. Okay. Yeah. So you still see the hallucinations, but with the spell you are able to kind of shake off the worst of the effects. Now the spell lasts for a minute.
I think so.
You don't know how long you're going to be hallucinating for. But as you cast the spell, he kind of turns to you, just says, Eldath has no real power here, child. And she can't save you from what is to come.
That would frighten the hell out of her.
Do we hear that, or is
Yes.
that into her head? Okay.
You
Are
all
we
heard
hearing
that.
everything that
So
it says?
far, everything has been said to everyone, yes.
Okay. I guess Eska will step a touch closer and just say, "So,
Be careful.
what is it that you want?"
I suppose an introduction might be in order. I would
Please.
tell you my given name, but it is impossible for your brains to comprehend it. In the common tongue, I am known as the Purveyor.
I guess you already know our names.
Indeed I do, Eska.
Do you intend to kill us?
Yes, but not yet. You are intriguing, you see. Something is wrong. Something is odd about you. No, you need further study. Besides, when I want to take a meal, I expect it to be tastier. You still have so much more to learn, so many more ideas to cram into those brains.
I think if you find us odd, you may have some stuff to learn yourself, because you're a bit weird.
I suppose I would seem that way to you, yes.
Let me ask this. You know the kobolds, you know them by name, and yet it seems the things that... This is difficult, but you I guess let them continue to live, and yet you block them from what they want. Is that true? Would that be fair?
The kobolds have a warped sense of history. They don't quite realize what's happening.
If you wish to tell us, maybe we could make it easier for them to understand.
No, I think not. I think the only way for you to understand is to take this journey on yourselves.
What are you even doing down here?
Nothing more than my master's bidding. At this point, Cassette, your heroism wears off, and you are still seeing those creatures out of the corners of your eye.
Now she's scared.
And Bardor is still currently frozen in place as well.
I'm staring at him like, let's see, was Ray in Ghostbusters when he's looking at Vigo the Carpathian? That's the look I'm giving him.
That's about all you can do right now.
Yep.
Claire's gonna subtly try to poke Bardor.
I mean, he's not stone.
Are you all right?
There's no response. He's just seems to be very intently focused on your new friend.
Could I surreptitiously attempt to light a small fire sort of behind?
As you try, there's no effect.
Okay, that's what I thought. Does he seem to notice me trying?
Yeah, he kind of looks down at the spot where you were aiming
Okay.
and just he looks at you and his hands don't move, but one of his tentacles kind of comes up and wags at you slightly. Tell me, what do you know of Duarte?
I've never heard of Duarte.
Give me a deception, please.
19.
I'm not here to play games, girl. Tell me what you know. This wall is here for your protection, not mine.
In fairness, that wasn't far from the truth. We do not really know Duarte, though our paths did cross.
How is it you know Duarte?
I know because my master told me.
I feel like this is a probably unnecessary question, but are you willing to tell us who your master is?
You're quite right. An unnecessary question. No. I will not be telling you the name of my master today.
Well, then where are we going from here? I know of your kind. You're very powerful.
Indeed.
What purpose to leave us here do you have?
You may yet prove useful. For now, go back. Tell Gorbo that you took care of his rodent problem, though it pains me to lose some of my minions. Then, when you are ready, venture down. Join me in the depths. There's more than Quaggoths and Grimlocks down there.
Is there any reason we would actually want to do that?
You're inviting us to our deaths.
No, not yet. At some point, certainly.
Why would we trust you?
Oh, you shouldn't trust me. There are treasures down there to be found. Treasures that would make you more powerful. Perhaps they would come at a price, but such is life. Before you have a chance to say anything else, he just vaguely waves, snaps his fingers, and disappears. The wall disappears as well.
So Varius looks around a little bit, and he steps forward and grabs Cassette by the shoulder.
We need to move. Everyone, head back.
At this point,
Nice.
Badur and Cassette snap back to reality.
Wanted to make an Eminem joke there, but
I literally just heard it in my head, so
I could
you
not do
don't
it.
even have to say it.
It was almost a cappella.
Yep.
Was I conscious at that point? Did I know what was going on, or was I just completely out of it?
You were able to hear everything that was going on. Yes, it all made sense.
Okay.
You just were literally sort of like locked in place.
Eska, whilst they're trying to calm the others down, Eska says, keep an eye. I'm just gonna make sure that he left nothing behind. And she's gonna walk into the cave. I don't think she ever actually got in there, so she's gonna sort of have a look around, see if there's any kind of like, like exits or anything that's laying around of weirdness.
Give me a perception check.
10.
Okay. Looks like there's some sort of like crumbled sections there on sort of like the north part of the cave. You do find to the south that there is an opening, and there is a path down from there.
I will just head back to the group into the main cave whilst they're getting everybody up and say, there's indeed a way down into the depths, though I can't imagine where we want to take it.
Currently, I am far from interested in heading down there. I am quite concerned. For one, we encountered an illithid in what was, by Cater's words, supposedly a place students would go to. I fear we are not in the caves. He knows. And this illithid knows us and spared us.
Or are we in the caves he knows, but not in the reality he knows? Even the illithid said there was something wrong about us, as if we do not belong.
Still trying to work that out. Perhaps Cater has found something out. Our next moves, however, we must play carefully. I'm not one to ally myself with an illithid. All their dealings are dark and for personal gain. But he knows something.
And so Varys just keeps kind of looking around, like heavy thought on his mind, trying to rationalize things.
I think we need to talk to the kobold more and get their perspective.
What do we tell them of here?
I shake my head. I don't know. None of this makes sense.
I guess we can see if they've ever heard of a being called the Purveyor. And take it from there. Some of you look like you need a rest. Some of you look like you had a good rest during the fight. Either way, we should
Claire yawns
head back
as Eska's saying that right in the middle of that.
I agree. I'm ready to get out of here.
The kobolds at least seem friendly to us right now, so I suggest we take advantage of their safe haven, rest up, and find out what they know.
Agreed.
Aye.
Okay. You guys gonna head back?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Okay. Yeah.
When we come to the Y, coming back,
Mhm.
I reckon I would. I don't know if anybody else would stop and mention, kind of like.
And what of this way?
Eska will say, "Let me take a quick look around," and I guess just at least stealth down to the corner so she can see where it leads.
Okay.
And while that's happening real quick, I mean, I don't expect to find anything off of these Quagoth and Grimlocks, but
Mhm.
just look around and just get a feel for more about them or anything that like
Yeah.
just get off of them.
Give me an investigation.
Okay. Trying to get to know the enemy a little bit better.
Oh no.
On my
Wait.
screen, it hovered on an 18 for the longest
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I thought it
Likewise.
was going to be an 18 as well. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether was that a 2 into a 1 or was that a 1 into a negative. I don't know what happened. But
It
it's
is a
not
2
good.
into a 1. Yeah.
Okay, it didn't. Okay, well I don't know.
Yeah, you don't learn a lot from them. Yeah, checking them down, that they don't have pockets or anything. The spike clubs aren't really up to anything for, they don't compare to your current weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
We should take some proof, some trophies of proof of job done.
yeah, anyone can do nature or survival to harvest a couple of bits.
Yeah, I'll take one of my hand axes out. That's
Yeah.
better. 23.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to you can quickly go around and basically like take an ear off each. And as you're doing that, you look at the Quaggoth claws. I just think those look like they could be useful to the kobolds. You just quickly kind of hack through and just grab like all 4 big furry feet and stash them in your bag. So you can add 4 Quaggoth feet to your inventory.
Well, this is different. I'll have to wash that bag out later.
Claire makes a kind of like heaving noise, seeing him cut their feet off, and noisily, clankily runs off down the hallway after Silverian.
I kind of shout out after. You never had pickled feet before?
You hear another.
All right. So
Eska stays behind to watch and just sort of says, "Oh, good job. You've done this before. Maybe not exactly this, but you know what you're doing."
I've never had much experience with these creatures, but I've had experiences with their type.
As you come back round, Eska sneaks down and has a little look-see in that, and it just turns out to be another dead end. Nothing really doing in there, I'm afraid. Eventually, you get back to Splick and Sprock, and they have been been waiting for you eagerly to return. So, did you do it? Yeah, did you take care of everything? Are we safe now?
Yeah.
Oh, good. We want to go get those treasures, you see. That could really help us out.
Where were the treasures?
Further down.
I would urge caution. I wouldn't head straight down there.
Why?
It seemed like there may be more dangerous creatures further down.
Well, we know that.
Okay, off you go then.
We're not stupid.
Well,
I mean,
just
before those the grey guys and the furry guy, before they were there, some of our folks had gone down, and that I mean they got chased by the grey guys and the furry guy. That's why those guys were there. But we know there's other things down there. There's long and slimy things. There's things with too many legs. There's weird hidden sloping noises and things that go "Whoa" at you.
it sounds like you've got it pretty well mapped out.
Well, we're just saying we know it's dangerous. We're not morons.
Okay,
Yeah, why would
well
you say we're morons? I don't know why I'd say we're morons. It's very rude.
just in case it was, nice to know you.
What? What do you
You're
mean?
blabbering.
Not
I think it's
blabbering.
about time you take us back to the
All
camp.
right. Cool, you guys are in a bad mood. You look a bit banged up too.
Get a move on.
Right. No need for an intimidation check. They instantly fail. But yeah, so they lead you back, and there's a little bit of a fanfare. They deliberately trip the bells as they go past to let people know that they're returning with you guys. And by the time you get back into the sort of the large village chamber there, there's the whole sort of crowd has gathered in. Gora's there waiting for you, eager for news. And I think that is where we'll pick it up next time.
Thanks for joining us again. As a reminder, we are now available pretty much everywhere podcasts are available, so if you don't like how you're consuming it now, go find something that works for you. I think we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, everywhere, pretty much. If it's a podcast place, we're there. We will see you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Yeah, because I wasn't ready for Illithid in session 3.
No, that was unexpected and scary.
Yeah.
I mean, you're alive.
You kind of do a good job of doing the are you evil, are you good, let me just mess with their minds a little bit.
This thing is evil.
Or is it?
But
Yeah, but it feels good about making us have to do evil things.
What did I make you do that was evil?
Well, not yet,
Yet to be
but I just see it.
he's like, I know you. I trust Spencer. Spencer's played with Phil. He's our cater.
I've never been insulted more.